harmony of hands. Embracing difference, creating harmony.
Namaskar, this is Pravin Godkhindi and I play the bansuri. You must have observed that I play left-handed bansuri. And so I want to discuss and share a few things about my playing. The bamboo flute or the bansuri in India has a history of almost 5,000 years when Lord Krishna used to play with the flute. And with the documents or the statues, excuse me, the idols, the photographs that we see of Lord Krishna, he holds the flute on his right. But my father, my guru, my teacher, Pandit Venkatesh Godkhindi ji, he played the flute, holding the flute towards his left. Although he used to write and he was a right-handed person basically. And so I also followed him and I became a left-handed flutist. Because my father was an innovator and he created flutes, he manufactured bamboo flutes himself. So he made certain modifications and I followed the same. So I hold my thumb outside and we have an extra hole here which was created by my father. And this gives an extra glide which is not there in the regular bansuri that you find. So all these innovations were designed for left-handed flutists because my father was a left-handed flutist. So me choosing to become a left-handed flutist was very natural. I just saw my dad playing the flute and I picked up the same way. But I remember that my father had asked me to try playing the other side, so that he knew that most of the Western instruments are designed for right-handers. So we used to live in Goa back then during my childhood. So that's when he asked me, if you can try playing the right-hand side. And I did try for a few days and a few weeks, I guess. But then I somehow felt I'm more comfortable playing it on the left-hand side. Many years later, when I became a professional musician and when I had to play these Western flutes, the key flute, the steel flute, or this contrabass flute that you see here, I had to change my style of playing. I mean, I have to move my left hand on top and right hand on the bottom. So which meant that, I had to recalculate all the notes in my head. So that took a while, but I did manage to learn to play the recorder, to play the key flute, and of course this contrabass flute. I'm the first Indian to play Indian ragas on this 8-foot contrabass flute. So I'm going to share a clipping of that too. But let me tell you here that being a left-handed, I never felt it is a disadvantage because the bamboo flute doesn't have keys and it can be custom made according to the flutist. And because my father was a flute maker himself, I never had any issues. And then I also learned the craft of making the flutes myself. And so I followed this tradition of my dad playing the left-hand flute and making them according to my fingers and positions. And the same has been followed by my son also, who also happens to be a left-handed flutist. There are certain challenges when we have to choose, when you have to play the Western instruments, which are primarily designed for right-handers. But I loved the challenge, especially playing the contrabass flute. I loved the deep sound of this, and so I took all the trouble. It took me almost 2.5 years to master this instrument to a certain extent, and I play the Indian ragas on the contrabass flute. So that's how I play the contrabass flute. And as you can see, this is taller than me. It's a Western instrument, and it plays 2 octaves below the bansuri. But I was so fascinated by the sound of this instrument that I decided to learn this instrument and play. And I just played a glimpse of rag Bhimpalasi, which is an afternoon raga. And I don't have a guru per se for this, but I did learn a few techniques from my dear friend Ned from Netherlands, who helped me with the instrument as well as the technique. So yeah, I love being a left-handed instrumentalist, but I also love the challenge of playing the right-handed instruments. But it would have been wonderful if both left hand and flute, right hand flutes were available at the same cost. They become very expensive when people like me have to buy the left-handed flutes because they are custom made, and most of the times the prices are quite exorbitant, and that is one reason why I had to play all the Western instruments in the right hand way. Although I loved the challenge, but I would have been happier not to take that make that extra effort to learn and unlearn what I had learned with my bansuri. But I'm happy where I am. I mean, I love being an instrumentalist, being a flutist, and I love all wind instruments. And so I'm an author myself. I've written a novel. I do write with my right hand. I'm a right-handed batsman. So all other things in my life, I'm a right-handed person, except for the flute, which is like my lifeline. And just to end this piece, I would like to mention here on the lighter side, just as a joke, that all the top bamboo flutists in India are left-handed. Thank you.